Dynasties of Ancient Power, a brief history of Ethiopia's royal houses from Aksum to the Solomonic Empire. Before you start this video, please subscribe to our channel and share it to your friends and relatives. Thank you. Here is a 1863 word summary of the main Ethiopian dynasties throughout history. The recorded history of Ethiopia dates back around 3,000 years to when the kingdom of Dmet was established in present-day Eritrea and northern Ethiopia. Not much is known about Dmet's rulers or political structure. Around 1000 BC, the kingdom of Aksum arose as one of the great powers of ancient world, ruling extensive territory in Ethiopia, Eritrea, Sudan, southern Arabia, and even parts of Egypt. Aksum's prestige was fueled by international trade and its adoption of Christianity in the 4th century AD. One of Aksum's greatest kings was Ezana, who ruled in the 4th century AD and presided over Aksum, reaching the peak of its power. After Ezana, Aksum gradually declined. Its territories were lost, and it retreated to the highlands of northern Ethiopia. Muslim incursions diminished Aksum's control over trade routes. By the 10th century AD, autonomous provinces had emerged across Ethiopia. One such kingdom was the Zagwe dynasty, which ruled from approximately 1137 to 1270 AD. Led by Yemrehana Krestos, the Zagwe managed to extend their influence across a broad swath of northern Ethiopia. They established the town of Lalibela as their capital, where they constructed elaborate rock-cut churches that still stand today as incredible feats of engineering. However, ultimately the Zagwe lacked long-term stability and were overthrown. In 1270 AD, Yakuno Amlak launched a coup against the last Zagwe king and established the Solomonic dynasty, which claimed lineage from the ancient Aksumite Empire and biblical King Solomon. A period of expansion ensued under Emperor Amda Seyon I in the early 14th century, cementing Abyssinian control over northern Ethiopia and extending influence into southern Tigray and Eritrea. Under Emperor Zara Yacob in the 15th century, Ethiopia enjoyed further consolidation and growth. However, wars with the Adal Sultanate to the east weakened the empire. In 1529, at the Battle of Shimbra Kura, Adal forces aided by Ottoman Turks defeated and killed the last great Solomonic emperor, Lebna Dengel. This left Ethiopia divided and vulnerable to incursions for decades. It was not until the late 16th century that a resurgence occurred under Emperor Susenyos. However, internal discontent emerged due to his conversion to Catholicism against the traditions of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. This setback paved the way for yet another rise to prominence under the brilliant general and emperor Sarsa Dengel in the early 17th century, restoring the Solomonic prestige. Over the ensuing centuries, the Solomonic line continued ruling central Ethiopia, while autonomous chieftains held sway elsewhere. Conflict between Muslims and Christians persisted. In 1855, Emperor Tewodros II ascended with a mission to revive Ethiopian might and centralized authority. However, his increasingly erratic rule ended with his defeat and suicide during the British expedition of 1868, marking perhaps the nadir of Solomonic power. This concluded the long dynasty that shaped Ethiopia's identity for over 600 years. Thank you so much for your time given.